Good afternoon. We are live at the Australian Pickleball Championships here in Tennyson for the 2022 Women's Open Singles. I'm sitting here with Gordon Watson and it is an absolutely wonderful afternoon. How are you feeling, Gordon?
It's a perfect afternoon for pickleball, and I tell you what, we are in for an absolute treat this evening because we've got Sarah Burr, who's hot off the plane from Bali, from winning the Triple Crown at the Bali World Championships against Lou Shaki, and they're 1-1 head-to-head this season, so an absolute cracker.
Yeah, some would call it tantalising, a heavyweight contending fight for the championship. I'm pretty excited.
Well, you are exciting, Dylan.
I am exciting, yeah. It's the wonderful clothing I'm wearing. Yeah, the lady next to me is agreeing. The venue has absolutely put on a show for us, and so has the weather. Anything you want to add? You're not feeling sweaty, no sunburn?
Well, I tell you what, earlier today and through the pool matches, the women's draw was absolutely stacked full of talent, and not just from Queensland. You know, from South Australia, Victoria, New South Wales. Some absolute epic talent was on display today, and these two ladies have fought hard to get through to this final because it was hot today. Yeah. And you know, they've overcome the conditions and they've overcome the competitors to make it through. So
yeah, that's a very fair point too. It was quite warm, and as you can, obviously the viewers at home can't, but we're sitting here and it's actually quite pleasant. I would say you're probably low 20s right now. It's actually quite lovely.
Oh, it's perfect. Yeah, absolutely perfect. And I think both ladies would be quite relieved that the sun is starting to go down and the lights are starting to come on, and it is literally perfect pickleball conditions.
Yeah, I certainly agree with that. As we're sort of just having a warm-up now, the ladies are getting into it. I believe our official for this game will be Mike Newell. Not too sure where our official is currently, but he's over there yarning, classic Mike. But once the ladies are good to go and Mike's ready to get into it, I think we'll have an absolute cracking contest.
Yeah. Just watching their warm-up, Dylan, where do you think this match is going to be won and lost with each player?
It's singles is a different beast, isn't it, compared to doubles? Like, we both play a lot of doubles, but I think at the end of the day, you know, you've got that raw aggression. We're getting a message from our assistant as... I might. Yeah. So, no, honestly, it also comes down to fitness. Like, one thing that's a very underrated feature with tournaments is you're playing for hours on end. Like, it's not an easy thing to do. Yeah. And as you were saying, the heat was kicking in, as well as your hydration factors. Thankfully, we are under a ceiling, which if we change our camera angles, you might be able to see it a little bit. So currently, we are in a pretty nice spot, but... it comes down to fitness. Who's going to outlast each other? We both know that the sheer aggression on court's going to be wild. What are your thoughts, Gordon?
Well, like you say, it's the best of three final, and it's win by 2-11 each game. Yep. So fitness could come into it, especially if it goes to a tight third set.
Yep.
And both ladies are supremely fit.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you only have to look at Sarah, and she's absolute abs of steel. So these girls, they know how to play, and they're ready, absolutely ready.
Yep.
So I can safely say, because it's the Australian Championship, this isn't some satellite event. It's the real deal.
Big deal, yep.
And both women are here to win this prestigious title. So we're in for an absolute treat. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, and a very common Australian saying is that they'll be playing for sheep stations. As you know, it's all on the line, all that training for throughout the year. Does this count as a QPT event?
No, it's outside of the QTP. So the next Queensland Tour event will actually be here in Brisbane as well.
Yeah, beautiful.
Which is in a couple of weeks' time. So, if you haven't got that in your calendar, make sure you've got it in, because it's going to be another absolutely fantastic event.
And
to play in.
isn't it wonderful? Like, we look at the standard of play since how long have you've been playing for a couple of years? I've been playing for a couple of years, and just here in Australia, how much it has absolutely rocketed to proportions where this is definitely TV worthy sport. You know,
No doubt. And you touch on a great point there, Dylan. This is actually the biggest event in the Southern Hemisphere ever. So we've got over 430 competitors here this week across the weekend, and it's the biggest event in the Southern Hemisphere. So
yeah.
talk about fast-growing sports.
Oh, yeah.
There is no faster-growing sport than pickleball.
Yeah, spreading like wildfire, that's for sure. And I don't, you know, as a former tournament director, I have so much praise for the people that put into the efforts for tournament directors of events of this size. Like the sheer
Numbers.
just the numbers alone it's crazy. I think you know, full credit to the venue and also the volunteers. I know that there was a bunch of people that came down earlier today to you know, help with taping and get officials. They're the little unsung heroes that don't get credit in these events. So we just have to give a big shout out to everyone that's helping out with the event.
Completely, you know, like, and they were here at, you know, Sparrow's fart this morning, and you know, without great volunteers, nothing happens. And you also have to say that about having great sponsors as well, you know, and having Gem Life on board and the backing of the PAQ, the Pickleball Queensland Association. Sorry, you know, it's fantastic.
Yep. Yeah, these things don't happen. It looks like we are getting underway. So we have the game's underway, 0-0. Lou has first serve.
Ooh.
So we've started with a lob and an ATP.
That was an interesting first rally.
Yeah, wow. So it is 0-0.
0-0.
Burr's serve.
Beautiful forehand drive there from Sarah. So hard to control something that's coming like a rocket at
Yeah,
you.
not wrong. Great effort.
What a sensational rally.
That's an interesting topic, actually. Burr's going ahead with the spin serve, which has just been changed in the rule book, which no doubt will be a contentious topic in months to come.
Definitely. Sarah had a lot of success with that serve in her Triple Crown at the World Championships last week. So
What a drive.
just wide.
Pulled wide.
That was a beautiful forehand from Jackie. That was unfortunate. It didn't.
So it's 3-3.
Just long there.
Yep.
So Lou's radar just a little bit off here in the start of the first game.
Yep.
So it's something that you'd probably want to get on track fairly quickly, because you don't want to let someone like Sarah get away from you.
Yeah, and these singles games are so lightning fast. Like just there, for instance, we had 4 points in a matter of minutes.
Yeah.
It doesn't take long. But it looks like Lou's bounced back and she has the serve.
Ooh, just wide. So a few unforced errors here.
Yep. That's a side out, so 0-4 to Lou.
Beautiful forehand. Great defence from Sarah. Just
Wonderful
couldn't
effort.
get there that time. But Sarah has to be one of the best scramblers on the
not
tour.
wrong. Yeah, she'd be a ruck rover if she was playing AFL. Just gets stuck into everything. And we were talking about fitness earlier. Like, I don't know about you, Gordon, but trying to scrounge around and get balls coming at you 100 mile an hour non-stop, I definitely wouldn't be able to do it. It's a wonderful drive.
Beautiful fork. Straight down the line from Lou. Just amazing. So she's managed to close that gap here, and so reigning in the Burr lead. and the lucky tape call there. So Lou clawing her way back in here in this first
Yeah,
game.
3-4. Like I said, matter of minutes. Doesn't take long.
Ooh. So an interesting point, Dylan, is Sarah and Lou are actually 1-1 head-to-head this season.
Is that for affiliated events?
Correct. So Lou earlier this year on the Queensland Pickleball Tour won the event in Mooloolaba
Home turf.
on
Yep.
her home turf. Well,
Guys on the hybrid court, so missing 2 score sheets. If you have a score sheet still on you or in your basket from any of the events this afternoon for the hybrid, as soon as we get those 2 score sheets,
beautiful,
some playoff
beautiful
matches.
angle off that forehand.
Yeah, so as you can hear the announcer overhead for an event such as big as this, we need to have constant communication. But you were saying, we'll just wait for this play.
Oh, great rally, and the crowd loving it. It's a shame we can't show the crowd because the crowd has actually swelled quite a lot since the match started, and not surprisingly, really.
No.
Just pushing that one wide.
But yeah, you were saying 1-1. So what was the event the Berg got up on in the past?
So Sarah has actually won quite a few titles this season, none more so than her Triple Crown at the recent World Championships in Bali, where she won the singles, doubles with her sister Beck Kingsley, and the mixed doubles with Dr. Martin. So, and then actually picked up the bronze in the teams event. So it was a very successful event for Sarah.
Yep.
And you'd have to say, because she's also heading to the States very soon and will be playing on the tour over there, which is just fantastic for Australian pickleball. But just coming back to your point, Dylan, I'll have to check on which event Sarah beat Lou at.
Yeah, that's okay.
But
So-
they are 1-1 this season.
So we've just had a kitchen call called. Ball was in volley motion or in the air, and Lewis put her foot in the kitchen while striking the ball, as officiated by Mike Newell.
Ooh, just pushing that one wide. The ladies are in good hands with Mike as the referee.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there.
Oh, just push wide from Sarah. That reach of Lou is just
Yeah.
incredible.
We're talking about scrambling. That's absolute diving effort.
And it's just exactly how we predicted. It's a tight
And a
match.
close match, yeah.
Oh, that's a rocketing forehand from Shaki. Far out. That was... We couldn't be better positioned for that forehand.
Months of practice just for shots like that.
Semi-finals of our hybrid doubles, Gail and Kate up
Ooh,
against Shane
just wide.
And this is one thing when you asked earlier about, you know, what would be the winning factor in a game such as this. Angles. Like you look at both play style already. The ladies are absolutely nailing the corners as much as possible. And that's a live example.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm actually quite surprised. We're seeing a lot of lobs.
Well, and power.
Oh,
So
I think that was to be expected though. These ladies are scary.
that's it. And it'll be interesting. It's going to be an absolute arm wrestle if they continue with these ground strokes. Oh,
It's phenomenal.
and it's a timeout call by Sarah.
Yep.
And we might just quickly cut to a quick commercial break.
Yeah, why not?
Doesn't it just make you feel alive? Absolutely.
Alrighty, thank you Gem Life for sponsoring this event. So, as we can see, official Mike Newell is just giving an explanation as the call earlier regarding the foot fault.
It's it's the last thing on your mind really when you're on the court is. Sometimes you forget where your feet are.
Oh, we all do it,
Yeah.
especially in the heat of battle.
So it'd be interesting the advice Sarah got there. She went to her corner where her mixed doubles partner Martin Clark gave her some advice. So it'll be interesting to see if there's any change here. And again, like you say, Dylan, Lou going for that lob again,
She's relying on it, and it's
setting up the forehand winner.
yeah. I wonder, like obviously a lot of thought and preparation have come into this, but it's working. We'll see if Burr can respond.
Yeah. Ooh. It does. Taking the pace off and using the lob does force Sarah to put her own pace back on the ball. Oh,
Nice effort.
seven. Just pushed it wide.
And you know, like we're looking at these strokes where someone who isn't at a top level, these ladies are nailing the paint every stroke. Like it's a mere centimeters. It's not much.
It's a game of literal millimeters.
Yep.
And they're forcing each other to play winners. There's that spin serve from Sarah again. Nice depth on that shot. Ooh,
Out
too
cold.
much.
But I suppose this is the gold medal of the Australian Pickleball Championships. We can expect none less than those perfect shots.
Yeah. Ooh.
She's definitely aiming for it, isn't she?
Definitely going for that shot, and why not? She's hit a bag full already. So why not reach into that bag again?
Yeah, exactly. Go to the well.
Yeah.
All right. 7-7, side away again. Oh, wow.
Oh.
That is a baseline drive.
Yeah, and such great depth on that shot. So 8-7 first game. Oh, lovely.
Great
Nicely
response.
read shot there by Sarah. Really picked up and got onto that early and just hit the winner. I noticed Lou took a bit of pace off that serve as well, so she seems to be mixing up her shots a little bit more.
Okay, guys, so we have a few finals on to complete this evening's matches.
And it does seem to be causing Sarah a bit of
The kiosk over here.
bit of grief.
Yeah, I agree. We've gone to another timeout via Burr's side. I think one thing that, if I'm reading it right, because we are literally sitting right next to the court, it seems to be going for that backhand. Keeps driving that one corner. I mean, admittedly, Ludovica has missed a couple, but at the same time, she's causing problems. I think, to me, that would be the logic of it, is get on that backhand side, try and cause a pop-up to which Lou can cover, and hit to the opposing side. We mentioned angles earlier. It seems to be, that's just the plan. Just keep sticking at it. Once again, though, it comes down to can Burr respond? And for a game as close to this, it's just whoever can hold their nerve.
Yeah. And keep those unforced errors in check. Oh, it's a ball on court. Oh.
No, it's called beforehand.
And another one pushed long. So I'm not sure if Martin would have mentioned that in that timeout. But there's a few now that Sarah's pushed long.
Perfect.
And that was pushed in, and that's a great down the line.
Yeah, and we're talking about differences there where Burr is missing by mere millimetres. Shaki's getting ones in by mere millimetres in response.
Oh, and look at that.
Well,
Wow, what a first match.
yeah.
What a first game.
I am
Alan.
glad I took half the day off to come in because that was an absolute thrilling first match
Yeah.
going to Shaki.
And you know what does Sarah do now going into into the second game?
Yep.
So clearly the forehand from Lou is causing a bit of trouble. You know, Lou seems to be running around and hitting that forehand, and she's just hitting it so well.
I agree. I think it's an obvious weapon, and no doubt the team will be discussing it currently. While we're waiting, we might jump into another ad.
So Philippa,
Yeah.
head down over the wall and follow through. That's the last time I give you advice. Come on.
All right, we're back into it for game two.
We're back live, and that was the first point of the second game. And Sarah just pushing it long. Can we move that?
Okay. 0-0. Shaki serve. Side away to Burr.
Oh, what a great get, but just wide by Sarah. So in the first game, we were talking about their head-to-head record this season, which is 1-1. But Lou's actually, like Sarah, has played overseas this season as well.
What a shot. Sorry. That was such a great shot.
And Lou picked up a bronze medal at the French Open.
Yeah, well, there you go. Like, we're talking about the growth of sport, but it's not only domestic. Like, the Australian scene is getting heavily involved within international play as well, as we see an absolutely thrilling rally.
What a great shot. And I noticed Sarah using a slice there, so I wonder if she's going to use a bit more variety in this second game.
Yeah, it's a very fair point.
Well, if it's one thing we know about Sarah, she won't die trying.
Exactly right.
She's going to leave nothing on the court.
Look at that net presence.
Oh,
Wow.
great hands at the net by Shaki. What a great
Just a
soft
looming
hands.
presence at the net. You look up in your peripherals and you see her sitting there. It's a scary thing to hit past, that's for sure.
Sarah has the hustle, and Lou has that height at the net.
Yep. And she's playing it again. Very aggressive at the net. another solid rally.
That
Well,
was a great rally.
yeah. Had a bit of a defensive lob there as well from Shaki to get out of it,
Yeah.
but pressure from Burr to keep her in was
Yeah, and then
just exquisite.
working her way to the net
Yeah.
to put that pressure back on Shaki.
Yep. Just have a bit of a court repair by
Yeah. With
official
Mike and
Newell.
his thongs, you can't get any more Australian
Yeah, I
than
know,
that.
right? Just need a kangaroo in the background and a kookaburra calling.
A few unforced errors here in the second game from Shaki.
Yeah, and we were mentioning fitness earlier. This is it's also mental fortitude. You know, you've got to keep focused for a long time. There's a lot of people watching. Know that they can hear me and you rambling on in the background. So
Oh, and
well, we've got a
Lou
timeout.
going for a timeout here.
Yep. So, all right.
We'll just have a quick break and run an ad for the next tour event that's coming
Yeah,
up in
sounds
Brisbane.
Doesn't it just make you feel alive? Absolutely.
Okay.
And we're back live. Ooh, just into the net there from Sarah.
Yep.
So speaking of the mental fortitude, do you think
Sorry, I was just correcting the scorecard. I was just waiting for official Newell to say it. Go ahead, Gordon.
Do you think Lou may have taken the foot off the accelerator just a little here in the opening?
Well, I mean, if you look at the first game, Burr started very strong as well. So,
Oh, as I say that,
as you say it,
she hits a forehand down the line for
commentator's
a
curse. That is a wonderful
winner.
stroke.
Sensational shot from Lou.
Singles 3.04 in front of the podium in the grassed area.
Ooh,
Going for that slice forehand.
yeah.
Unfortunately, opened it up a little bit too much.
Now, what can you see? What paddles the ladies are using?
Looks like Ludovic has got the Euler
Eula
and
and Sarah would be engaged.
I would agree. Yeah, I don't believe. Oh,
Oh, and there's that forehand
yeah, it's
again.
unreal.
So it's back. The radar's locked in, and
Yeah.
that's two in a row she's hit.
Didn't take long, and that's the difference between a top end player to someone like myself. I'm not going to mention you, Gordon, because you're definitely a top end player, but
Oh no!
but they lock in so quickly. 3-3.
Well,
Okay, that's a timeout.
yeah. And how quickly that turned around.
Yeah, not wrong.
So it looks like Lou's back on target.
Yeah, we're just having a minor break here. Now, as we're sitting here, Gordon, we mentioned the weather earlier. I don't know if the viewers can actually hear it, but
Do we want to quickly
we,
check
we
in
might
on
as
the,
well.
on the
Let's
gents?
jump over. So, you might be able to hear it, but these gentlemen next to us are just as eagerly competitive as the ladies as we're back into it for the girls.
Oh, that's three in a row.
And that is a great time to switch back over to see a world-class stroke.
And quite often after a timeout, you see the person who called the timeout win the next point, but
Yep.
not in this case. So That's a worrying sign for Sarah. Just pushing that one wide. And I'm just wondering whether fatigue is creeping in a little here, because last week was massive for Sarah.
That is a fair point. Yeah, travelling internationally to play,
Yeah.
and not only that, like it is the mental side of things as well. Like Australians, I imagine, play a bit differently to international crowds as well. So she would have been locked in for international crowds.
And keeping yourself at that level
Those are
for
ripping
such a
shot.
long period
Yeah.
must be taxing.
In saying that though,
But take nothing away from Lou. She is playing.
absolute onslaught from Shaki at the moment. World class.
Oh, what can you do about that?
That's why I keep saying the presence of the net is just unfathomable.
Yeah. And not only getting to the shots, but then hitting the winner off the shot.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Oh, commentator's curse
No,
again.
no.
Sorry, Lou. She's taken the first game, so Sarah needs to claw her way back here.
And if anyone can do it,
Sarah definitely can.
like we are quite privileged sitting here, just right next to the courts, and you can see the amount of top spin that these players generate with their forehands. It's quite unreal, isn't it?
It's incredible. Oh my gosh, the reach of the players is just incredible. But the power they're hitting the ball.
Well, we've got another
Timeout.
timeout.
We might cut to a quick break.
Yeah, why not?
So, what do you think of our new backyard? Yeah, I think so too. Come on.
Alrighty. Now it looks like the ladies are straight back into it. These breaks are quite quick, aren't they?
Yeah,
They don't mess around.
Not taking their full minute. Nice deep serve there by Sarah.
Bang.
And
And that is the risk to playing a lob, especially in singles.
And when Sarah gets one in that green zone, it's usually not coming back.
Looking for Trixie for the medal presentation. Trixie.
Trixie needs to pop over to the medal presentation.
Oh, at least she didn't lose her wallet.
I know. Who would do that? I mean, really.
That happened to Gordon earlier today, for those listening.
It happens to the best of
It
us.
does. It does.
Oh, fortune favouring the brave there.
Yep. The old dreaded net roll. Once again, happens to the best of us.
Yeah. Oh, that was really well constructed from Lou. Just that beautiful action that she has and created that angle and that created the put away.
Yeah, and I think one thing we need to really consider is the transition to the net. These ladies are obviously hitting it as hard as, as powerful as possible, but they're not setting themselves up to fail in doing so. Beautiful.
Yes. What another fantastic point.
But this time it was Burr that got to the net first.
Yeah.
Interesting, hey?
You know, once we get a live statistician, Dylan, we'll be in heaven.
If anyone wants to volunteer for...
Then we can click a button, points one at net.
oh, the dream.
The dream will come true.
Yeah, well,
Oh!
that was Perfect.
That was an incredible point, and just sneaking that shot
Whereas
inside the line.
In retrospect, when we look at the first game, those shots were just missing.
Yeah.
So maybe we've had a bit of a
Turn.
change, yeah.
Seven. Oh, beautiful off forehand.
There's that transition again.
Just
And
stunning.
Once Lou gets to that net, it is very hard to beat her.
Credit here to Sarah. She's clawed her way back
Yeah.
from 3-7 down.
Well, you mentioned scrambling.
And there she is again. Working into that netting.
Just a brick wall. Very difficult to hit it past. I mean, full credit to Sarah, though. She's getting shots back that most of us wouldn't be able to.
Oh,
Perfect. Centimetre perfect. Can we just talk about that shot? There was a stroke from the corner on the baseline to whip it over the net to
and
land.
dipping,
Yeah.
just unbelievable. But knowing the dedication Sarah puts in, she's probably hit that shot 1,000 times in practice.
Exactly right.
You know, it's not something that she just rips out today. It's something that she's perfected. Every shot in her arsenal is perfection, and a lot of time and a lot of effort goes into those shots.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Like, you think about the typical pickleball player, we all play several days a week as is. And it's all just for the love of the sport. These guys go, or these ladies rather,
Next level.
go above and beyond that.
Yeah.
9-8, serve to Burr.
Oh,
Perfect. And we talked about response.
yep.
What better way to do it?
And that brings up a game point here, which could take us to 1-all. Beautiful depth on that shot. And it forced the error, I dare say. And that winds up the second game. We're locked in here at one game apiece in an absolute thriller. And wow.
Yeah, tell me about it. Wow. I think the response from Burr there was the talking point. Like, Shaki was obviously on fire, getting to the net, absolutely dominating the angles, but Burr just did not give up.
No,
It's,
absolute sheer grit from Sarah there. Like, she obviously there was three or four forehands Lou hit in a row, and Sarah found herself in a bit of trouble there at 3-7 down, already down a game,
yeah, I agree.
and she's clawed her way back to win that second game, and now we're going to a third and deciding game.
Yeah.
And it's all of a sudden anybody's match.
Exactly right. And I also noticed a few more defensive lobs from Burr on that regard. Obviously, Shaki wants to dominate those angles. Full credit to Burr. It was a great win. And, what better way to spend a Friday afternoon than
Watching the best pickleball in the Southern Hemisphere.
in a Game 3. Like, absolutely wonderful.
So, going back behind there. Yeah, so if you're watching this from home, buckle up because this is going to be an absolute ripper. Oh, just pushing it wide, long there.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate, unforced error.
And do you think that could be nerves, Dylan?
It could be.
Oh,
Oh, mate.
maybe not.
Maybe not. No, I think...
That didn't look like a nervous shot.
no,
That looked
that was a very confident
very
shot.
confident.
Yeah.
Oh, what a beautiful angle.
Yeah, and I have noticed that Shaki is relying on that backhand a little bit more, especially on those tight angled shots like ones like that were to open them up. It's if it's working. But it just shows how lethal these ladies are. They've got
To go from that power game then to have that touch and finesse is just phenomenal. Oh, speaking of angles, that's a beautifully set up point there from Sarah.
Yep.
Pushing Lou down the line and then just opening up the court for that cross-court winner. Oh, nice get. Oh,
Order.
Lou is human.
Yeah, contrary to popular belief. I've got to say, it's a shame we don't have a camera angle on the sunset that Gordon and I are facing right now. It's absolutely beautiful.
That cloud perfectly placed
Yeah,
there.
no.
Illuminated. Oh! But I tell you what, there's nothing more illuminating than this game on centre court.
Here we are just appreciating the sunset while these ladies absolutely battle it out. Priorities.
Ooh.
It's unenforced. The last point, actually, but not this one now, but was won once again by a net roll. There's been several of them this series. Yeah. But I guess these ladies are hitting them that close to the net.
Oh, and there's that forehand.
Yep. Lethal.
Just running around it and just knocking it straight down the line.
Well, Ludovica is a tennis coach out of Mooloolaba, so I think anyone that's going to have a pristine forehand would...
And both these ladies have tennis backgrounds. So.
And both the coaches.
Well, there you go. Oh, and there it is again.
For viewers watching, if you ever wanted coaching sessions, I have 2 recommendations on your screen right now.
Well, for pickleball and tennis.
Exactly right. Actually 3, because Mike Newell's also a coach.
Well,
the official is also a coach. There you go.
well,
Australia's in good hands.
Yeah. Well, Mike, who's the referee, he's like the Yoda of Australian pickleball. There's not much Mike hasn't contributed to the game, really.
Just chapping on that one a little bit.
Two five. And straight after this match, beautiful down the line by Sarah. We'll try and grab the players for a post-match interview after the match, and then we'll be going, as you can hear in the background, we'll be going to the men's singles open, which is reaching a climax as well.
Oh, what a stroke. What a stroke.
I think the semi-finals are in action over there at the moment.
Yep.
So Brendan Lee from Queensland's up against Wesley Vine from Queensland in a local tussle. Oh, beautiful overhead.
I was about to mention with Vine and Lee playing next to us, absolute quality being played over there, but, quality mirrors quality as we had absolute passage of play there from the ladies.
Like if you love pickleball, you couldn't be better placed than we are right now. 2 absolutely outstanding matches. Oh, great get by Sarah. Oh, good eye.
Just a bit long.
And Sarah, she's perfected that turn, that quick turn. She's never really out of a point. Her technique is just spot on.
Yeah, it's just stay alive. We have another wonderful strike with the ladies.
Oh.
Nice play. They both advanced to the net there, which is interesting. Seems that Lou's got a couple mental battles at the moment. You can see that she's talking to herself after the strokes.
She's a very emotional player, isn't she?
We've got a
timeout.
Timeout. Yeah, well, let's talk about mental fortitude. We've brought up emotions. Like, you look at some of the best players in the world across all sports. Nearly all of them can, keep their mental in check. That's why sports psychiatrists are a thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sports psychology. It's definitely an interesting factor that comes into sport, which I think a lot of people don't think about. Is keeping your cool.
Completely.
Now, these ladies obviously have their roles, their plays. Oh, no, sorry, my apologies. We didn't have a timeout. We had a side swap because it's the third game. And because we're up to 6-5, the players have now swapped sides. I've got a quirky stat for you, Gordon.
Go on, Dylan.
The net rolls that we've seen, which have been multiple tonight.
Have you been keeping tab?
I've been keeping an eye. The balls have all landed on the left side, the side that Shaki's currently on.
Right.
Which, on that play there, where it didn't roll over...
Bit of frustration there from Sarah. So, talking about emotions
Exactly
earlier.
right, yep. But yeah, they've all rolled onto the left side. Interesting.
There we go. That's probably shot of the day.
I would agree.
How do you hit a winner
don't
from
know.
there? What a fantastic shot by Lou. That's just phenomenal.
Take a photo of it, send it to a postcard to the parents back home. That was absolutely wonderful.
I wonder if that'll fire Lou up here.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. Should try to go again. The crowd's getting a bit more animated as the boys next to us are firing up.
Doesn't take much to fire up Brendan.
We're an animated bunch here in Australian pickleball.
5-7. It's a close tussle. Ooh.
6-7. I was a little bit worried that Lou pulled up tight then. Last thing we would want is an injury.
Lou just had another little chat to herself. Not happy with her footwork, I think, there. Oh, great pickup by Sarah.
Too long. Yeah, I mean,
Just wide, and
in
all
regards
of a
to
sudden,
7-7.
we're at 7-7.
Like, these ladies would have a game plan. They know what they need to do, and it's just simply reminding themselves, come on,
Get back to
I
the
know
plan.
what I need to do.
And you can...
There's the net. I'm telling you, Gordon. All right, we've got a timeout
We've got
called,
a timeout here.
and we might break off to an ad. Okay, back into it we go. So, 7-8, timeout's just been called. We're talking about mental fortitude and talking to yourself, the emotions you might be feeling right now, as well as physical fatigue. What do you say to yourself?
Well, you just got to hang in there and have confidence in your shots and confidence in your ability. And I think Lou would have huge confidence knowing that she's got obviously a huge weapon in her forehand.
There we go. She's talking herself up just as we say it.
And
so.
Sarah, again, she would have confidence in her ability. So It's having the confidence to play your shots at the right time.
I don't think either lady doubts himself. It's just who's willing to go that extra
Yeah.
step when it comes to playing outrageous shots.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fair to say we've seen our fair share already in this series. Burr's retained serve.
So it's 8-7. Oh,
Net dominance.
yeah. Sarah seems to be anticipating Lou's shot a lot quicker at the net now,
Well,
which could be worrying for Lou.
I agree, and we talk about the last two games where Shaki was getting a lot of points at dominating at the net, whereas now Burr's the one coming to the net,
Yeah.
taking control.
And that spin serve from Sarah. Ooh.
And we now have
And that brings up a championship point.
Yep. And we're
And
done.
it's long, and that's it. So Sarah Burr has won the Australian Pickleball Championship. What an incredible effort.
I tell you what, that is hands down one of the best games I've seen. Gordon is now going to go live and have an interview with the winner, Sarah Burr.
Wow, what a match. What an incredible match. Sarah, that was amazing.
Oh, Lou was incredible. Like, I kept telling myself, hit the ball deep so that she can't tee off and do winners. And I was hitting the ball deep and she was still blasting the ball past me. So I went to my team, I was scratching my head. I'm like, I don't know what else I can do. Like, I made a lot of errors. Obviously, I had to cut them out. But I was playing the strategy and it just wasn't working. She was too strong.
Dylan and I were counting there. There was a point where Lou hit that incredible forehand. She hit 4 winners in a row.
Yeah.
And like you say, what do you tell yourself when Lou's hitting the ball like
I
that?
was like, I've just got to wait for this patch to end. I'm hoping it's going to end, but it really didn't. So then I had to mix up the strategy, try to get a bit more loft on the ball, get it deeper. I had to get rid of my spin serve for a while and go for just a deeper top spin serve to get her behind the baseline to try and cause an error and give myself time to come in. But yeah, my hat goes off to her. Literally, my hat came off because I just couldn't do anything like in the start, and I don't know how I won, honestly. And it was so anticlimactic, that ball just missing the line at the back. After such a grinding, long match, it was epic. I just can't thank Lou enough for a great match.
Wow. And, you know, to come back, you were down 3-7 in that second game.
Yeah.
What was running through your head right at then?
I was just thinking, I've got to change my strategy. It's not working. She's not coming out of this purple patch. She's still smashing the ball past me. So I went, okay, I've got to go deep, got to get loft and just grind and just do my best. I didn't want to go out getting blasted off the court. I wanted to go out with long rallies, long points, getting to the net. And I started to have a good time. Like, I think I was frustrated at myself because I was making a lot of errors, but then when I relaxed and we were having good rallies, even if she did win the point eventually, I felt I was having fun. So I think that helps sometimes when you don't take it so seriously and you're having a good time. You know, you're like, you know what, even if I'm losing this match, now I'm having fun. So.
Oh my gosh, that's your idea of fun. That's that's insane. Congratulations. What an epic game. What do you think, everybody? Amazing. What a match. And congratulations, Sarah.
Thank you. Thanks, Lou.
We'll head back to Dylan, and I'll try and grab Lou if we can.
Doesn't it just make you feel alive? Absolutely.